What up? How y'all doing tonight? Y'all see this woman? You see this woman on the thumbnail? Maegan Hall, Officer Maegan Hall. Jesus Christ. She's something else. This Tennessee police officer sleeping with basically the whole force, seems like. Four officers fired in a time whenever it's extremely hard to recruit officers in the first place. Chattanooga, Tennessee, I believe. I'm waiting for people to get in here. How y'all doing? I got a documentary coming up this week. Let's see, what is this? The 14th. I'd say by the 21st, I'll have a documentary out on Crips in Denver, on Crippin in Denver, Chicano Crippin specifically. So if you're catching this on the replay, you're going to start seeing stuff. You're going to start seeing stuff pop up. Dub, what up? What up? Strange in the background. Cool. Good to see you. Facebook user. Don't know how it is, but it's good to see you. Talking about this Chattanooga, Tennessee police officer sleeping with everybody. She slept with everybody. They got like detectives, a sergeant, this one dude. Okay, so one of the dudes, she slept with him. His wife found out, obviously, whenever the whole situation shook out, his wife found out. So he gets in a fight with his wife. I don't know if he whoops her or who knows if she's just lying or I don't know. But they said she called the cops and said he beat the shit out of her. So the next day, the very next day after all of this shook out, that everybody found out that all the cops were banging this woman, right? He goes home and gets a domestic with his wife. And it looks like he's going to lose his kids, is what they're saying. Oh, it's Blizz. What's up, my homie? You can jump up if you want. Let's see my homie in years. AJ, what up? This chick was the town bicycle. But, okay, so it looks like she was married. And this fool talking about he's going to stay with her. But at the same time, so I'm sitting here reading it. I read the story. And so, like, she was making out with this couple in front of him. And he's okay with it. He's like, but he says, oh, okay, I wasn't okay with it. But if they did it in front of you and you wasn't okay with it, you would have said something. So you was okay with it. You're allowing it to happen. So he's not even tripping on this. He's like, oh, yeah, that's what she does. You know what I mean? Apparently I don't know. This woman got the best of both worlds. She could just do whatever the hell she wants, I guess. Let's see. We're going to go over to the story right now. Bam. Let's see. Going to the New York Post reporting. Okay. Tennessee cops, including married female officer, fired after repeated wild sex romps by Jesse O'Neill. A small Tennessee police station has been rocked by allegations of wild sexual misconduct after the married female officer allegedly had steamy romps with 6 male officers, including illicit on-duty liaisons, according to reports. Officer Maegan Hall and her fellow officers allegedly engaged in wild sexcapades that included sending dirty pictures, taking her top off at a Girls Gone Wild hot tub party, and even having oral sex with 2 officers at the Laverne, Tennessee police station. The steamy shenanigans in which Hall allegedly bragged about the size of one partner's genitals and claimed to be in an open marriage not only led Hall to be canned, but led to the firings of Sergeant Lewis Powell, Officer Juan Lugo, Sergeant Ty McGowan, and Detective Seneca Shields, according to a December internal investigation. 2 other officers allegedly had romps with Halls, Patrick Magliocho and Larry Holiday, so we're at 6. She's racked up 6 so far. Kept their jobs, but wound up suspended, according to the reports. The extracurricular tryst took place at hotels and parties of other officers and on a boat, while Hall, who is also accused of performing oral sex on Powell and Shields while on duty at the police station and police gym, according to the internal report. So she's getting it in. She's going hard, like big time. Breadwinner, what up? How you doing, my homie? He's a park ranger. He looks like a park ranger. He looks like a park ranger. Man, what the heck? Yeah, she is a police officer. And this is what they're doing, I guess. This is what they're doing on the government dime. I mean, man. Yeah. Hey, you know what? That's kind of what I was saying too is, hey, I guarantee some of them were making videos, homie, because, whenever a girl's willing to do all that on the job at work, she's willing to let you take a video, dog. So let's be honest. There's some videos out there. Sounds like the cops in your town, Puffy. Let's see. Who's shocked that they're dirty cops, right? They're not even really dirty. This ain't even the most corrupt thing. I really don't care, personally. I don't, you know what I mean? I don't care if they're getting head on the job as long as I didn't think they were doing anything fantastic with their time anyway. You know what I mean? They can be out harassing you, like writing a report on you. I'd rather have them messing around with each other and leaving us alone, personally. Let's see. Some of them were really high ranked, ruining your. Yeah. Well, okay. So the one dude was a sergeant. That's who I think the one was the sergeant. He was the K9 sergeant, and I think that's the one that's accused of now beating up his wife. His wife called the cops and said that he beat the crap out of her. Right? Yeah, she will be, because she's not going to be able to get hired anywhere, and the only part of society where that is tolerated, that behavior is going to be tolerated, is pretty much going to be OnlyFans. It's going to be the adult industry, But she's not all that pretty, if I'm going to be honest. Oh no, she better make her money and get out. It is horrible. Let's go back over to this story. Okay. Officers began to look into the swinging personal lives of the amorous officers when Laverne Mayor Jason Cole received a tip, someone snitching, that Hall was sleeping with several fellow cops and had a threesome with Magliocco and his wife, among other claims. When asked about the tip, Magliocco admitted to having sex with Hall on numerous occasions, the report said. Okay. I wonder if that's him. That's him. Okay, so that's him. Okay, so he was getting at her. He told investigators that Hall had told him about Powell's big black schwanzen and claimed she had performed a sex act on him while the pair were on the clock. So that's homie's packing, apparently. Magliocco said he had also seen Hall and Holiday kiss while watching football at a party, and said Hall had kissed his own wife, Amy, after learning that they had an open marriage, according to the document. The officer said Hall's husband saw the kiss and told officials the cuckold wasn't on board with his wife having a threesome with Magliocco's, but she continued having a relationship with him. Okay, and this fool was knocking her down. Or is it this one? Oh, it's two of them, two black dudes. She's equal opportunity, dog. This is the dude right here who messed up. His wife is now saying that I think this is the one his wife's saying he beat her up. Powell was then involved in a domestic disturbance with his wife, who he told investigators beat the shit out of me, adding that he would most likely lose his children after the spurned woman learned of the affair. Oh, she beat him up. Okay, so she beat him up, and he's looking like he's gonna. Yeah, that's him. Sergeant Lewis Powell is gonna lose his kids and his job. Walmart is always hiring. You know what? Amazon's always hiring. If you want to poop in a bucket, deliver stuff and poop in a bucket in the back, they should just put toilets in those, right? That'd be the way to do it. And then you just had you were responsible for cleaning out your toilet. One of these dudes probably got jealous. Yeah, that's what it sounded like to me too, right? Because they said that she got a tip, right? The mayor received a tip, and the mayor's got to do something. Once the mayor receives a tip, they're going above the police, right? So the mayor gets a tip, guaranteed. It was probably that cuck fool. He's tired of his wife sleeping with the... It's probably her husband, man. And I felt sorry for that dude too. I felt sorry for him, but then I didn't whenever he was like, oh, I'm going to stay with her. What? Why? You know what I mean? Yeah, at least he will have a dog. You know? He is going to... yeah, he messed up. That would have been hard not to, too. She's just handing it out. She's just running around the place handing it out, you know? And it's not like there's a lot of females there, because if you act that way around a bunch of females, you'll get yourself run out of town. You know, if it's like 50-50 female and you're just running around doing that, the females will run you out of town. They don't like that. But you can do that in an all-male environment. That's probably why she picked that job. If we're going to be, you know what I mean? If you think about it, because you can't do that. You have to have an all-male job to do stuff like that. What it do, Big Lou? Is Big Lou in the house? I ain't seen him. Tashanka, how you doing, my friend? Sounds like she is the one that got a couple of tips. She did. She got what she was looking for. Hey, she was having a great time, and apparently her husband even knew about it, right? Her husband even knew about it. So you guys tell me, is she here? I'm going to drop the link if anybody wants to come up. You guys tell me, is she a victim? Is she a victim, or is she a predator? Did she show up looking for it? She went and found a job where there was a bunch of dudes, testosterone-filled dudes. I mean, they're police officers, you know. She went and found her some dudes and was like, they went and found a bunch of weenies to hang out with. Correction, what it do? But a long fucking day run home, Highway 55 North. Yeah. I don't know. And what does it take to turn a woman into that? That's a good question too. Tell me this, okay? Did she turn into that because society, I mean, there is a cohort of society that now says it's okay to be that, right? Is it the culture that allowed her to do that? Or is it damage? You think that she got damaged. You think her dad did something to her, her uncle did something to her, something like that. Because that's not normal behavior, right? Or is it these days? Is that normal now? They just run through them. I mean, I know you see that on TikTok, but I try not to base my perceptions of reality off of social media, right? Because we see a lot of horrible things. You can find any horror, and especially, unfortunately, that's the way the algorithm works, is any horrible thing that you're like, oh, wow, and you'll actually watch till the end, they'll keep showing it to you. So whenever, you see weird stuff and you watch it, they show you more weird stuff. Predator. Miss Thang says she's a predator. That she was stalking Weenie from the start, right? She went in looking for it. It's weird to me, because she's obviously young, which means she chose young to go be a police officer, right? And so it's not like she happened into it later on. She chose right away to go into a field that is like 85% men, 90% men, right? Like immediately to go find some weenie. And she already had this fool at home. Her husband, I guess they're married, right? And she's already got this fool whooped, I guess. I don't know what makes that happen. Or is that the problem with society? Is the problem with society that there was an actual guy that was okay with that, right? Because that wouldn't have been tolerated, 30 or 40 years ago. It's not tolerated for your wife to be banging other people, or at least you keep it, you know what I mean? You don't do that, not at work, right? So is that the part of culture that is devolved? Is it the male part of culture that is devolving? And so in response, the women are just wiling out? Or is it a toxic part of the culture that's telling the women that it's okay to act like this? Right? Or is she just damaged? Is she just incredibly damaged? Her father did something to her, right? Because that can be an answer. You will see that. Most sex addicts that you will meet have been abused. Not all. It's never all, but most. Boom. Why she did it, maybe daddy issues much. Thank you, sir. Many of these young girls are sleeping around. It's empowering. Yeah, I have heard that, but I don't see. Like I said, a lot of the stuff that you see, that's from social media. That's where you'll see that, what you're talking about. You don't see that much in the world. It can be hard to go find that in the world, right? And that's a fault that we have to watch from stepping into, is thinking that that social media is actually reflecting life back to us, right? Because there's a large chunk of the world that's not interested in social media at all, and even young children that aren't interested in social media. And there's a certain type that is, right? Boom. Yeah, please smash that like, my friends. She was stalking that shit from she's far from a victim. She said no. She was weenie hungry. She was going for it. She knew where to find it. I think that she married her husband young and he was not very masculine. That, yeah, I'm guessing so. Then she got her new job. Yeah, that might have been. You're probably right. Got around somebody who smelled like a dude, somebody who sweated every once in a while. And the pheromones started kicking up, and she didn't know. Dude was running around with his dog. You know what I mean? Running around with his dog and a gun. You know what I mean? And she got a soy boy at home, dog. She got a soy boy park ranger at home. You might be right, dog. That kind of makes sense too. That makes sense too. But that doesn't explain that. That explains finding one and cheating on your husband. That doesn't explain her behavior. The stuff that she did. That's outrageous. And she did it in public, in front of everybody. Basically, just anybody who would listen, it seems like, was like, yeah, you know, I'm in an open relationship with my husband. Basically, anytime she was in a social situation, or it seemed basically anytime you were alone with her. You know what I mean? Let's see. Sorry, but if I'm married, yeah, well, that's a good thing, right? Maybe she had childhood. That's maybe. Sad nowadays, condoned and all over social media to be a player, gold digger. It is, and you can fall victim to that. There is a cohort of people who think that shit is good, or it's a positive thing. You know, what the things that I first started noticing was whenever you would see these women, these models and stuff with their nails done all crazy, and they would just stand there in front of the video and then do like this and just like make stupid faces. You know what I mean? Like they don't actually do nothing, just try to make dumbass faces. And I was like, what is this? You know, I'd been in prison for a long time and I got out, really started paying attention to this. I was like, this is retarded. But there's a cohort of women who think that shit, these things get millions of views. Gets millions of views. It's just Cardi B standing there just posing a little bit or something stupid. Let's see. Busy with other endeavors. Strange is on to endeavors. I'll be hanging around in the bushes. I have company. I'm going to hang out in the background. Thank you, sir. The bushes. Though it all shouldn't be that way. Let's see. Doing good. A big game weenie hunter going out back in her all kinds of wieners. Yeah, she was going for it, homie. She was trying out all of them. She basically tried out the whole. But anybody, I'm sure, I don't even know if there was one. I'm sure there's some that said no, but she basically tried out any that would go. Who's trying to call me? Here we go. Somebody's trying to call me. I have a German. I'm lucky she ain't hunting bratwurst. What's up, sir? I'm actually live right now. You could come get my keys if you want and just get it. Huh? Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'll unlock it. Go ahead. Are you out there? All right. It's unlocked. She was starving. She was hungry, starving. She was probably a hoe. Yeah, but that's not but that's not just simple. You don't just that's really not simple. What makes a hoe? OC714. What is a hoe, sir? And what makes one? Because people don't come out the womb messed up. Bam. She was hungry though. She was thirsty. She was getting it, homie. Right? She was getting it. She ruined a whole bunch of people's lives, dude. I couldn't have. If she was taking all that, there's no way I could have handled her. What would I do, man? And that's crazy too. What would you do if you end up married to a woman like that? One day she's just like, "Hey, check this out." What do you do with that? Gotta go, homie. Gotta go. Send her back to the streets. That's what they say. AJ, you still? If anybody wants to come up, jump up. What makes a woman act like this? You guys tell me. What makes a woman sleep with everybody at her job? Because that's not the same thing as having an affair, right? It's just not the same thing. Sleeping with everybody. And what makes a woman go kiss another man in front of her man knowing that he don't like it? Like if he likes it, hey man, whatever. You know what I mean? I don't care if that's your trip. But if that's not your trip, what makes a woman do that? It has to be humiliation. What do they call that? That's a sadist, right? They like to be humiliated. Buffy, what up? She comes, watch out, boy, she'll cheat. Oh, here she comes. Definitely a good experience. That kind of female is a big banging everyone is not a good look, male or female, in my opinion. Okay. It's a person that thinks that they can get things the easy and fast way, and self-esteem, not good, evil is a hoe. Okay. A lot of people say they have daddy issues. Yeah, that's like everybody wants to call everybody narcissist now. Every time you turn around, somebody's calling each other because they watched like a documentary on narcissists, and they've convinced themselves that their ex, it's usually their ex-boyfriend or ex-girlfriend, and they've convinced themselves that their ex-boyfriend or ex-girlfriend was a narcissist. I don't know why, because they read something on the internet or something like that. But that is pretty much, I hear at least once a week somebody tells me how somebody is a narcissist. Let me lock my car again. Where narcissists are incredibly, incredibly rare. Like the odds of meeting one are actually like maybe meeting one or two in your life is maybe a possibility. They're extremely, extremely rare. She made a bunch of people's days. They were having a great time too. So somebody told, you know what I mean? They were having a great time of it. I bet you morale was doing good. Bet you people were happy to go to work. Maybe it's my day. Maybe it's my turn today, right? She's the life of the party. You're inviting her to all the parties. Anna, what up? CB, Puffy, good live. I did see Puffy live today. I watched for a little minute. I was driving around. Okay. Because I ain't no hoe. Maybe bad childhood or past relationships. Bam. Thinking maybe the dude was into that weird shit. He might have been, man. Or maybe he don't want to admit it. You know, but are them dudes, like you seen that dude on Blood on the Razor, not Blood on the Razor Wire, Soft White Underbelly, they brought on that dude that was a cuckold. And every time they bring one of these dudes in, that is like, oh yeah, I'm cool with my wife sleeping with this dude, or I'm cool with my wife sleep. Every time they bring one of these dudes in, he don't look happy. You know what I mean? They don't look happy at all. And that, so I don't really buy it. I don't buy it that some dude likes it. Like, it's just because what it is, what I think, in my opinion, I think relationships are really complicated because people dynamics are really complicated, and things can go off the rails if people aren't strong enough. If one person is really strong-willed, you know what I mean, and not quite right in the head, you know what I mean, you end up with these type of situations where one person just dominates another and takes advantage of it, you know. And so I think that, yeah, exactly, and degrade someone, exactly, because that's what it seems like. If you watch that Soft White Underbelly interview, she openly says in the thing, she was like, oh yeah, he has no choice in the situation. I sleep with whoever I want and he doesn't get to, right? That's degrading, right? Whatever, if you guys are freaks and want to sleep around or whatever, you sleep with whoever, I sleep with whoever, whatever. But that's not what she was doing. She was openly degrading this dude. They're live on TV together as a couple saying, yeah, I let her fuck other dudes. I'm a cuck or whatever, I guess. I don't remember the exact specifics of what it was. But not only that, she was going farther than that to even to say specifically, yeah, he doesn't have a choice. He can't do, you know what I mean? He doesn't get to do shit. Da, 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 da. He can't please me, blah, 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 blah. Right? So I need this or that or da, 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 da. That's purposefully humiliating, right? So by her doing this cop is doing this in public. Every time she's doing this, she's purposely humiliating her husband every time in public. She's doing this publicly, right? She wanted more than that, Conrad. She wanted it all. She wanted control of the police station. And they said she had a problem while drinking on the job, right? So she's probably sleeping with everybody. That's one way to get it. It's called, like, what do they call it? Holding stash or whatever. Creating stashes with people so that embedding yourself in bad behavior with people so that they can't tell on you. She's banging everybody. Nobody could tell on her. Now she's drunk on the job all the time. And that's what they said. They said there was reports that the way they said it was that, like, they were concerned about her drinking on the job. What do you mean concerned? That means that she was doing it so much that that's how they phrased it. Like, she was doing it so much it had become concerning. So she was drinking on the job. They are a narcissist. See, I live in a house with a couple of them. There's two narcissists in Puffy's what are the odds of that? Together and date and do other people. Yeah, I've known lots of people like that, you know, but that's a different thing from humiliating somebody, right? It's a different thing. I've known people who are like that, who are incredibly loving and caring towards each other. At least they seem that way. Now, their relationship did not work out. And I've never seen one where it works out. I've never seen a relationship work if a third person is invited in. But then again, I'm not like a person of the world. You know what I mean? Da, da, da. I guess. But then again, no, that's not a true. It's if you're really rich. If you're a guy and you're really rich, like, women are okay with it, I guess. That's how it works. And they seem to say that. If you ask them, they kind of seem to say that. Little Timmy Stein on them. I think a hoe is a man or a woman in a committed relationship who cheats. If you're not in a committed relationship, you just like to fuck a lot. Yeah. Well, he knew. I mean, she wasn't lying to her husband, and he's sticking by her, I guess. Could you imagine? Every time you open up any social media, there's a meme about your wife. There's your wife's face, right? Everybody knows that your wife's getting ran through because she needed a whole lot of sexual healing. She was sick. Sounded like she was trying to get her rocks. That's a lot of rocks, dude. 6 dudes. 6 dudes. That's a lot. She wanted the nightstick, the big black nightstick. She did. That's one of those weird kinks that there's no coming once the genie's out of the bottle. Yeah, he's through with her. Like, he might be able to get rid of her and go have a meaningful relationship with somebody else, but that woman will never respect him, right? Like, he could maybe get himself together, shake that off and get himself together and go find another woman. But that woman will never respect him. She'll do that to him forever and ever and ever and ever and ever, what she just did. She probably is a sexaholic. Now, okay, now I know some women who are sexaholic. I know a couple of them. And here's the thing: the ones that I've known, now this is just anecdotal, it's just two people, but the ones that I've known were treated incredibly bad. They were molested incredibly bad whenever they were young girls. And then this became an outgrowth. One was actually like sold in basically like a narco deal. One of my homegirls, whenever she was like 15, dude was like, I want her. And he was like, yep. Right? And sold her. I mean, on some real shit. Sold his daughter, was like, yeah, it's time for her to get married anyway. Dude was like, I'll marry her. And he sold her to him, and dude was a sadist. He did what you do whenever you buy a person. You know what I mean? And forced himself on her for an extended period of time, and then ended up getting in a shootout with the police, and they bucked him in the face. He's got a big old hole in his face now. He's actually one of my partners. I didn't know he was this nut. I knew he was nuts, but I didn't know what he was doing to her, right? I didn't find out what he was doing to her till he ended up in the joint for an extended period of time, and she started running wild, right? And then everybody got to know, oh, wow, this woman is wrecked. You know what I mean? Muffin Man, how you doing? Big feats. You're right. She should, but that's not how it works. They be getting fucked up. Timmy Lambo. Little Timmy Lambo juice. Going to Bigfoot. Every day, so I know a lot on. Narcissist is a set of traits that people manifest. And you have to manifest 9 of 10 of the traits. And the chances that you know somebody who manifests 9 of 10 of the traits is extremely rare. Now, can you meet people with narcissistic traits? Yes. But the chances that you are dealing with a narcissist are incredibly low, because they're very, very, very rare. They're just like psychopaths. They're very rare. It's a set of characteristics. That's why we don't have a test, right? We don't have a physical test. We can't take your blood, right? It's a set of characteristics that manifest themselves. And at the top of the spectrum, like meeting somebody that manifests 5 of the characteristics, he's just an asshole, right? But they get rarer and rarer to see them all stacked upon each other, because the people get more deceptive and more inward facing. And they're weird. Many of them are very weird. They don't, they burn themselves out wherever they get placed. Like there's this idea that there's all these like psychopaths that run Fortune 500 companies. It's barely not going to be true at all. The reason why is because these people burn every bridge around them, because they're only concerned with themselves. And that's not a good strategy for long-term growth in a company, in a social environment, in a relationship. So they tend to burn their relationships down with their females, with everybody around them. And then they have to move on to the next group of people, right? So they're very rare to read a real narcissist or to meet a real psychopath or a real sociopath. Sexaholic. Do you think her had a meaning? Maybe. He was pretty young. He looked like he was in shape. I don't know. Maybe he's got a micro. You know what I mean? I've heard of that. I know that that's a thing. Females tell me about that maybe he's got a micro penis. But you could get a prosthetic or something. Hung low, tapping in. You know what I mean? You could get toys and stuff, dog. You know? Maybe he can't, but like I said, he's young. He's young, and there's pills, there's prosthetics. The dude was young and in shape. He should still, unless there's a serious problem, somebody that young shouldn't have a problem. You know what I mean? That young and that in shape, you shouldn't have a problem. So unless there's a serious problem, unless it was a serious problem, then I don't know. She should have thought of that before she married him. If you're a sex addict, don't marry somebody who's got ED when they're 24. You know what I mean? You know? But maybe. I feel like humans aren't built for marriage anymore. We're now a species that mates and moves on. That's not true at all for like 85% of the world. This is only Western bullshit. Uh, this is only done in the Western world. Let's see. I've seen some couples that let each other do whatever they want as long as they come home to each other at night. And and I've seen those too. I have seen those too, but they've never lasted. They've never lasted over time. I know two of them I can think of off the top, and both of their marriages fell apart. And he wouldn't shut up about it. About he thought he was the coolest shit ever. I mean, he was my homie, but he thought it was the coolest shit ever that he was a swinger, man. And he wouldn't. It was one of those things like, oh, I'm a vegan, and he won't shut the fuck up about it. It was one of those things. You know what I mean? He thought it made him fucking interesting. Okay, after a minute, dog, I really don't care. You know what I mean? Like I heard your story. You guys fuck other people, whatever. I don't care. It's not that interesting. And yeah, that relationship didn't work out at all. It actually blew up in flames all over Facebook and everything else. And then I knew a husband and wife. One of my friends was going there and nailing the wife, and she was a teacher actually, and he was going there and nailing the wife while the husband had, I don't know, sit in the corner and watch or something weird. And they didn't make it either. So yeah, I guess I see it. It does happen, but I don't know that it's a good strategy for a long-term relationship. If anybody's into like long-term relationships anymore, I don't know. It's hard to even find that, right? It's hard to even find people who are like, well, maybe I'll actually get married and stick with this person forever. That's not even really a thought you hear at least much on the internet anymore, right? You have to talk to individual people to find ideas like these anymore. They don't exist on TV, right? You go on TV and they'll tell you like you're talking about all this empowering horse shit, right? Maybe he couldn't pitch that. No lead in the pencil. But they got pills though. Those pills work. I've tried the pills. The pills work, dude. They work great. Dude, I took some of these pills. They got these pills from India called Nizagra, right? Which is like I don't know, I guess it's the generic version or whatever, but it was way cheaper whenever Viagra still cost a crazy amount of money. And we would get them and crush them up and do them with ecstasy. And wild. That shit is wild. I'll tell you what. Make sure your heart's healthy. Kind of like dating a stripper. Yeah, I'm not a fan of strippers either, personally. Just because I don't know, it was fun. It's fun, but they just it's a headache, dude. Yeah, like it is like that, because it's like it's gonna fall apart eventually. You know what I mean? It might be fun. You might have a good idea. She might be super hot, and she might be bringing in a bunch of fast money, and you might have a great time. But if you're sharing your wife or you're dating a stripper, it's gonna go down in flames, dog. I don't know anybody who married a stripper for long term. You know what I mean? I can't think of anybody. My mustache is growing into my nose and it's making my nose itch all crazy. It's like a pimp in a hole. Pimpin'. Hit the like, everybody, please. Lap dances are only fun if the stripper's great. I had a Russian one try to get me from my wallet one time. She tried. She didn't get me. Mall Santa Claus with no underwear on. She was the whole fraternal order of police. She want the whole. Yeah. Oh, she was unionized. Sorry, you got to go through that, Puffy. Hope it goes better for you. Degrading, make it. He'll talk shit and act like nothing happens, and they hurt in many ways. It makes them micro. Oh, the micro penis. I've heard of him. Actually, I've seen what you calls before. I've seen little videos. People will send you videos. I'm like, check this out, and then you make the mistake of open it up. One of your homies, he's a 2-stroke. Yeah, but that's the thing though, is there's what you call. There's toys. There's toys. There's pills. There's porn. There's all kinds of stuff. There's lube. There's all kinds of stuff that you could do now to have a good time. You know what I mean? And so I don't know. I feel like it's got more to do with I think maybe there's got more something to do with that dude up here. You know what I mean? He's just so demasculated up here. Because think about that. He's already looking like a weenie, and then this woman is a cop. So that's kind of a masculine female trait anyway. You know what I mean? That's kind of manly anyway. Like if you're gonna be dating a cop, homie, you should probably know how to like fix an engine and stuff like that. You should be able to beat her up. And I'm not sure he could beat her up, dog, because she's been trained a little bit. She might whoop him. Blue Choi. Damn, there's micro. Yeah, that's what it is. I wasn't making fun. That's actually the medical term. It's called micropenis. I don't know exactly what it is. It's like under 2 inches or something like that. There's a technical term for it. Just a little feller. For any man with a micro. The size of a thumbnail. Stupid. You want to jump on, Puffy? Go ahead. I think it's already up. There it is. Bam. Bam. Ben, my wife, we actually grew up together since we were little kids. That's dope. That's dope. No, I do better. Those rhino pills, don't get those. Those are like from what you call. Those are from the gas station. You don't want those. Don't get gas station pills. Go get, you know what I mean? Insurance will pay for it. Get the good stuff. Those Nizagras are so, they're way, way, way powerful. The stuff that you could get from India is way more powerful. You gotta cut that stuff. What up, Puffy?
Hello. I'm gonna look what I'm doing.
What?
I'm making my own shirt. Like I'm stitching this.
Nice.
It's crazy. Yeah. I don't know how I'm doing it though. I took it off like 4 times already, but look.
Yeah.
I'm making my own shirt with everybody.
Nice. Let's see. I feel like marriage and other.
I got the pop today. I'm gonna show you right now. I just got it right now. Look. Got a big old box. Big old box. The pop's in there. The Undertaker pop. I'm gonna show you right now.
Oh yeah. I feel like marriage in other parts of the world is common only because of religion or societal norms. In places with wokeness, marriage is at a steady decline. Marriage is common only because of, well, I mean, yeah, it is a societal norm. If it wasn't a norm, I mean, yeah, it's a societal norm. No, people marry each other because the world is an incredibly dangerous place, and it's been that way for 100,000 years, and we forgot about that the last 100 years. That's dope.
Limited edition, Amazon.
Yeah, that's dope.
My baby daddy bought it for me. My oldest daughter's dad. He's my bestie, so he buys me whatever I ask for. So yeah, he's like, here you go. I'm like, cool.
That's dope. I like it. Let's see. True story. Mom snorted a Viagra. It made her neck like whiplash. It was so freaking fun. I never snorted one. Sharing my food. My buddy married a stripper. They're still married, but she quit right after that. She's nice. What's the other one? Oh, you got 2 of the Undertakers? That's tight. Nice.
I collect everything Undertaker. Come on now.
I feel like where marriage is still common is only because, oh yeah. Yeah, divorce is a big time. See, while I was in the army, a friend of mine married a stripper while he went off post. Wow. How'd that work out? I don't want to admit it, man. Timmy got multiple wives. I was talking about Viagra. Yeah, I'm telling you, if you can, okay, check this out. I've tried Viagra, and I've tried Nizagra. If you can get Nizagra from India, it is woo like uncut, homie. It's the raw. It's the raw, homie. They're giving it to you way better. I'm gonna turn this live off whenever we're done. This isn't medical advice. Just a little feather. Yeah, I remember that song. There was this bitch named Shannon who used to sing that song to me. She never even seen my dick. She just didn't like me. She used to make fun of me. I do remember that song though. Was your wife a stripper, Timmy?
Gangish, what is it to you to be a hoe? I'm still wondering on your definition of a hoe.
What's a hoe?
Damn, you're taking a while.
I would say somebody, a woman who sleeps with a man, with a very loose vetting process. If you can meet somebody and sleep with them in the same day, no, that's not true though, because one night stands happen, man. It's just
I know that happens. Yeah, you're right.
I mean, it does, dude. It just does. You know? I don't know. You shouldn't be, unless there's some sort of understanding. If you're taking more than one dick at a time, I say you're probably a hoe. And you're probably a hoe anyway, even if there is an understanding. I'm sorry. If one dude can't do it, if you can't figure it out with one dude at a time, you know what I mean? Like I said, there's toys, there's vibrators, there's...
Hey, a host actually consider one that sleeps one and then goes to another the same day and the same day. That to me is like, you can't, that's nasty. Sleeping with 3 different people in one day, that's nasty. I'm sorry to say. That ain't no mistake on that one.
That's pretty bad, yeah. It's pretty bad.
That's what I consider a hoe.
Yeah. That's pretty nasty. Yeah, that's bad. I would just, but then again, if you're sleeping with a new dude every day, that's
yeah.
If you got a new dude every month, if you're sleeping with a new dude every month, I would say you got a problem. That's a problem. I would say, I'll just put a hard number on it. If you're sleeping with more than 4 dudes in a year, you're on the verge of being a hoe. Because
they think I'm weird when I'm very selective. Not because they tell me, "Oh, let's do this." Hell no, I gotta select you. If not, it's because I'm very like cautious, I guess you could say.
Yeah. And if you're fucking around on your dude, and it's because you can't get enough, right? If it like I'm not talking about if you and your husband been through a bunch of shit and you're not sleeping together anymore and he's fucking off doing his thing and you're off doing your thing. And I'm not talking about that. But if you're in a relationship and you're sleeping with other people, you know what I mean? Like sleeping with multiple people simultaneously, not just cheating on your husband later on because your relationship's soured, but that's an affair. There's a difference between an affair, a love affair. That's why they used to be called love affairs, right? But if you're just sleeping with people randomly, yeah, you're a hoe. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. But then, like I said, one night stands happen as well, which is, they're kind of their own thing though, especially if you don't know the person. It's like, I don't know, it's like a victimless crime, Smash that like button, please, Matthew.
Are one night stands also considered people getting drunk and fucked up, like all crazy and don't remember the next day? You're like, what?
No. A one night stand is meeting a stranger and the sparks happen and it happens, and then you move on with your life. It's not because you hung out with your homeboy.
And if yeah, then what do I? Okay,
It's not because you hung out with your homeboy and
then
got
I'll say,
drunk.
never mind. I shouldn't smoke. I shouldn't smoke. Well, I'm asking because me and certain someone were friends and we had a kid, but we were never together. We were like long after the kid he was gone.
Yeah.
So I'm asking, what does that consider? Yeah, it was a day that we were all fucked up. That was it. So it's not a one night stand, right? It's you got stuck with the baby and that's his status, right?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna name no names, but you know what I mean.
Congratulations, you got a baby now.
No shit, sure. Like, hey, and especially when they look exactly like their daddy's like, oh hell.
He had a kid and divorced her. His daughter lives with him. He had a kid and divorced her. His daughter lives with him. Well, at least he got a little kid out of it. And she could move on. I mean, sometimes that's the best thing if you messing with fast ass women, is for him to just give you a kid and just move on. Someone who fucks for free.
What do you think of a person that dates somebody, but they're like making them look like they're stupid all the time? Like,
what?
I don't know how to explain. Like making them feel stupid all the time. Like, say, okay, you get a phone. Oh, why are you gonna get a phone? You don't even know how to text. You don't even know how to get to the letters. What do you think of those kind of people?
I wouldn't date that. I wouldn't allow that type of person in my life.
My big sister's like that. She likes to make the other person, like her dudes, feel like, oh, you're dumb. That is, and it's like, that's the reason you don't last that long. You know what I mean? It's like, oh.
I don't allow no type of negativity in my life. If you notice, even on my channel, I don't.
She's that type of lawyer kind of girl. The ones that they say the well is black and it's black and you're gonna think it's black because I told you to status. That kind of girl.
People are miserable, and that's people who are miserable and they want other people to be too. You know what I mean? I make fun of people like that. I don't do good about people like that. I really don't.
I run from those.
I'm too abrupt, and I'm too good at making fun of people because I was in prison for too long. If I really want to, if you sit around and keep crying and shit, and then so people like that really don't come around me. You know what I mean? I have what do they say? I don't suffer fools. I don't like. You know what I mean? I don't put up with a lot. I'm kind of an asshole.
Hey, have you ever gotten tricked by a girl making it seem like, oh, she's all good, she's with you and everything, and boom, they hit you with.
Of course.
What did you do on that situation? What'd you do? What'd you do?
Yeah, she's gone. That's it. I don't. You know what I mean? I don't. I threw one out. I left all her shit by the trash can because I caught her lying to me. I still don't know. We're still friends to this day, but she still won't admit where she was. That's how deep it goes, right? So, and this is like 20 years ago or something like that. This is and so, okay. So this is what happened. Here's the story. So she goes to, she says, I'm gonna go to my uncle's house, and the baby. She's got a baby, right? She says, I'm gonna go to my uncle's house, and he wants to see the baby. I said, okay, cool. Whatever, I don't care. I'm slinging dope at the time. I've got two phones, right? So I threw her a phone. I said, here, this is whenever cell phones first came out. I had two of the Nokias. Remember the Nokia bricks? So I threw her one of the phones. I said, here, take that phone with you. I'll call you. That way we can stay in contact. She goes, cool. So she takes off. So I had just gotten the second phone, and I'm looking for my phone list. Remember whenever we used to keep phone lists, actual phone lists on paper? So I'm busting out my little phone list and I'm inputting all my phone numbers into the Nokia phone manually, right? And so I'm doing this for like the rest of the night, and then I'm selling dope and doing other stuff, messing around, playing Xbox. And then I called her that night. Everything was cool. I said, good. The next day, or I called her and she was like, yeah, I'm at my uncle's. Everything's good, blah, 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 blah. I said, okay, cool. So then the next day, I needed to get I was going through the phone, and I noticed a name. I can't even remember what the hell her uncle's name was, but it was the same name, but it was my friend had the same name, right? Like Timmy. Like my friend's name was Timmy and her uncle's name was Timmy. And I was like, oh, shit, Timmy. You know, I'm thinking Timmy from the north side. So I dial him up real quick. Well, I didn't know that she had written it down, and it was her uncle's phone number. The uncle where she was supposed to be. And I'm like, oh, what? Who's this? Oh, my bad, man. I was trying to call my homeboy, homie. No worry. Okay, tell Tisha I said what up later. And he was like, oh, I haven't seen her in like a week and a half. I was like, what? He was like, I ain't seen her in like a week and a half. huh? I said, she not over there right now. She said, no. I said, okay, late. So I hung up the phone and I called her back. I said, hey, what are you doing? She said, oh, you just chilling. Da, 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 da. I said, you're at your uncle's house? Yeah, I'm at your. I said, okay, cool. And I hung up the phone and I packed up all that bitch of shit and I left it by the trash can. And whenever she came home, she come home. I told her, all your shit's out there by the trash can. Close the door. She started pounding on the fucking door. I told her, what you want, man? She said, I want my stuff. I said, I just told you it's all the way out there. Da, 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 da. She goes, nah, fuck you. So she comes into the house. I let her in. I said, fine. So she comes into the house, comes into the room, and she sees there ain't nothing there. You know what I mean? And I was like, you got to go. Like, she seen that I really packed all her stuff. I didn't try to keep none of her stuff or nothing. It's all out there by the trash can. You know what I mean? And so she was like, I forget what she was doing. She picked up the phone. And I had already took my other phone back from her, and she picked up the phone and she was trying to call somebody or something. I don't know what the fuck she was doing, but that's my phone. Bitch, give me that phone. You know what I mean? So then she picks up the
Sound like you got a psycho one.
Yeah. So she picked up the base of the phone and she threw it at me and hit me in the head with it. Right. So then she rushes me and starts swinging on me, and I grabbed her by her face and put her on the ground real quick. And then she said, I'm calling.
One of those rock girls, huh? The one that was blue face, the one that hits everybody for no reason.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she was wild. She's tiny too. We're still friends. We're still good friends.
The good thing you're still friends with the psycho. Yes,
yeah,
good.
Yeah. No, she got her life together, man. She's doing great.
But that don't mean that they're not the same thing.
She got married. I'm ecstatic for her, homie. She's sober. She's doing fantastic. But this particular time, she's talking about, I'm calling the cops just because I just went like that.
You got the bad of her. She got the bad side of her.
She's like 4'11". She's tiny, right? And I just kind of put her on her ass, dog, on the carpet. Just, you know what I mean? Sit down real quick. And so she said, I'm calling the cops. So then she ran over like she was going to call the cops. And I picked up the phone and I busted myself in the head with it like 3 times. And I was like, bitch, call the cops. Let's find out who goes to jail. And I was leaking all out the side of my head. I was like, let's find out who goes. Because you ain't got no marks on you. Let's see who goes to jail, bitch. And she was like, you're fucking crazy. She called somebody to get her out of there, and they left. And then, but to this day, she still won't tell me where she was. She still won't. She still says she was at her uncle's house to this day.
Yeah, we know what kind of uncle house she was.
Yeah. Let's get to the chat. Cougars in heat nowadays. Being a hoe ain't art. Just talking out my ass. Picky chick. My grandson just got here. Oh, okay. Have a good night, Anna. Yeah. You got to just tell him, man. You know, but this is all I will tell you is that I understand that being an asshole and being abrasive is it's going to turn some people off to you. But what I will tell you is, in the world, there's an abundance of people that are overly nice, and they're fake nice. Like they smile to your face and but it's not real. It's not real. It's just fake. And it's something that they've learned it. And it's even.
You got one of those, the ones that believe in their own lies and they tell you a whole story and you're like, I know you're lying. I know you're lying.
It's just, well, they try. It's a fake nicety. The world now, the world in general, everybody's supposed to be nice to each other, but it seems to me like it's a crowded lane. You know what I mean? Somebody's got to be the asshole, man. Somebody's got to tell this shit like it is and stop powdering everybody's ass. You know, sometimes you just got to tell it like it is, man, and just call things out for what they are. And some people don't like that.
Hey, have you ever gotten a girl that pretends to have a lot of things and in reality they're not hers?
No, what is that? What do you mean? Like a car or something?
Those that think that you think that they have all kinds of, they're rich. You could say they're rich, but they're not.
Oh, no.
They break it.
No, I can't say I ever had a woman try that. I did.
Have you ever had a girl that came up on you when you least expected?
They did what?
Come up on you when you least expected.
What's that mean?
They took your shit and you didn't notice until they were gone.
Oh, I got my sack pinched before. I know that. She admitted to it later on. She got me, but she didn't take the whole thing. Nah. Um, I'm pretty what you call. I don't
Have you ever spoiled somebody just to have their company near you?
their company? Oh
They,
no.
like they're cool and everything, but they wouldn't like kicking it with you unless you they were. It was to her convenience to stay and kick it with you because either she got something out of it or something.
Oh no. I don't even run like that. Not at all. Um
I've seen all kinds of girls. That's why I'm gonna come out with you
yeah.
some questions that you're like, what? Okay. Have you ever fell in love with one and try to hit up on them, but they were your friends, but you didn't want to fuck up your friendship?
No, hell no. I try. And then it is what it is. But I don't do a lot of that I don't do a lot of friendship. You know what I mean? I don't have a lot of friends.
You like, I don't have any friends. I got friends with privileges, but no friends.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no. I mean, I got some, but it's like I got like after all these years, I got like 8 or 9 friends, dude. And
you're like me. I only have selective friends because it's hard nowadays.
okay, put it this way. This may sound sexist, but I'm gonna say it. I don't give a fuck. Okay, women are only worth it if you're getting laid, right? They talk.
It's a profit between yeah.
They talk constantly, dude. They're gonna dump all their fucking problems on you, right? They're gonna make you listen, okay? And you have to do these things because you want to get laid, and that's okay, right?
That's understood. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like me, I used to get paid just to go kick it and sit down and just talk away, like talk away.
I
I was
don't
like,
know
okay,
anything about that trick stuff. I'm talking about actually having like a relationship, like in an actual relationship with a woman. If you're in a real healthy relationship, you should not be paying for pussy. You should be paying by.
no, I was just getting paid just to sit down and just talk. I was tripping out on that shit. I've never had that in my life. That was the first time, and it was somebody that wanted to be my friend so bad.
You should be paying this woman with kindness, with touching her, with being nice to her and making her feel beautiful and listening to her problems. That is how you pay for sex in a healthy relationship. Okay? So no, that is not you can go get a hooker. That's one thing, but if you're trying to have an actual relationship, I know that everybody says that this shit is transactional, and you hear that a lot on the internet. They say all relationships are transactional, dude. I've had women do amazing things for me.
Have you ever had in mind to pimp somebody?
I've been involved in it. I stepped into it because the women that were from my barrio, a lot of them stepped into that life. And then I went to prison for X amount of years and I got out and I was a big boy. I was a big tattooed, scary looking dude. And they were like, yeah, they trusted me. And I'm known for for keeping my mouth shut. You know what I mean? So
what was the best memory you can think of anybody, any girl that you will always remember no matter what?
That one where I pulled Brandy out of that window, I'll never forget that video that I made where it says how to land a woman on parole. Yeah, that shit was wild, dude. And I was on parole at the time. I forgot to even put that in the video. I was on parole on ankle monitor, and I went and jumped her back fence while the parole office had her house surrounded and yanked her out of the back fence and threw her over the fence. I was just talking to her. She just called me again the other day. She seen the video. She thought it was hilarious. Yeah.
Hey, it went from one thing to another. Hey.
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay. Another question. I'm very good on topics. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Okay. What is one thing you're afraid of a woman?
It's the same. It's the same thing that all guys are scared of. They're scared of giving everything to a woman, and I'm not talking about money. Money's part of it, but it's more hard work. It's not the money. It wouldn't be a what you call value. It would be working and going to work every day, every day, every day, and giving everything that you have to this woman to have her what? Take your kids in your house and sleep with somebody else. That's the scariest thing in the world. That's why people aren't.
That is the worst.
Men aren't committing.
Hold on.
That's why men aren't committing.
I have another one for you. Okay. What is the craziest thing you've ever done in your life with guy, girlfriend, whatever? What is the craziest shit and never got caught?
What do you mean? I mean,
Okay, say you went in like before it's like kids go you check a car and they go on a ride or whatever, stuff like that. What's the craziest shit you've done that you still remember and you never got caught?
We ran somebody over whenever we were a little kid. I ran some fool over on a bike, dog. I don't know what happened to that fool. I wasn't going that fast. I don't think I killed him. I bet you I broke his leg, though. This is in California, dog, like 94. I shouldn't even have been driving.
You reminded me of the scary movie, the one where the guys are getting too high and they hit something and they're like, "What was that? What was that?" That's what you reminded me of.
No, I didn't see him. I was turning the corner. I pulled up to the corner and I looked this way, and then I just started turning, and he was coming across on his bike. So I was coming from a dead stop. So I didn't really run him over, but he
see how it reminds me of the movie? See, they're high and they hit something, they're going in a circle too, and they're like, "Poof, what was that? What was that?"
Had an ex that begged me to call him my bitch. I was like, and left him 2 days later. My bitch. Yeah, that's weird.
Have you ever considered somebody your bitch? Gangish.
Well, I mean, it's just a term. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, I've had women that I consider were mine. I do think there is an element. I know that they say, "Oh, you don't own her," but you do own a piece of a person whenever you're in a relationship. If you're in a committed relationship with somebody, you do own a person, a chunk of a person, because there's a standard set of behaviors that they're no longer supposed to engage in, right? Whenever you're in a committed relationship. So that means I do own some of you. I believe that. And
have you ever gone crazy, like you know how you say that you think you own somebody sometimes, you know? And have you ever flipped on them, like like saying you're my property status? Have you ever flipped on them like that?
No, I'm not really that type. I have plenty of my own problems that have to do mostly with respect, and I will put somebody in their place, including a female. It's not a problem. But no, not like that though. I wouldn't, not over that. Like, oh,
what would you consider the worst betrayal of anybody doing to you? The worst betrayal.
Oh, I've been cheated on. That shit hurts. I've been cheated on. I got cheated on. I got fucked around on.
Did you see it? Because some people do it in front of others. Have you never? No.
I came in on it. I didn't come in on them actually having sex, but I came in with him there. But I'm not dumb. She froze up. Whenever I walked in, she froze up and wouldn't say anything. And I'm looking at this dude, and it's like, what am I going to do here? Because if I attack this dude, I just walked into her house. You know what I mean? That's a bad look. And she wouldn't say anything about it. And you go into somebody else's house and attack somebody, and you get 20 years. You know what I mean? It's not the same when you go in other people's house. Because whenever I walked in, she froze up. So that tells me what's she gonna do on a stand, like immediately.
Yeah, like they don't know which way to run. It's like hitting the wall. Which way I go? Because they can't hide.
She would have been like, if she would have come to me and been like, "Oh, da 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 da," you know what I mean? This is what it is, or something like that. But she just froze up, and it was like, it became, what is going to happen here? If I rush this fool, and she calls the cops or he calls the cops, what is going to happen here? Because this looks like a home invasion, right? And I was just like, you know what? Good. Have a good day.
Or like, I came this way and I go out this way.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, he even said, he was like, I think you should go. I was like, you're right.
Have you ever had a homie hopper?
Oh, yeah.
You're like, oh yeah, you said like nothing. Oh hell yeah, I know I have.
It's a bunch of homies from Timmy's hood.
Timmy the homie, Hey, one of your hookers got lost one day or what?
Hey, homie, I'll give a shout out to Timmy's hood, homie. I wouldn't have been laid half as much as I've been laid in this world if it wasn't for the females from Timmy's hood, homie. Bottom of my heart. God bless them.
Gangish, if you were to able to go back in time to meet with somebody you had a good time with, who would it be and why?
I don't know, probably Willie Mays. That'd be dope. Willie Mays.
Hey, Rich, you haven't been on for a while. You never called me or text me.
Mm-hmm.
He's like here for the laughs. He said, "I'm gonna switch you right now." 2 weeks later, nothing. All you hear is creak, creak.
Yeah, cricket. Yeah.
Do you draw? Do you do art or no?
On the computer, yeah.
Oh, I know how to draw on the computer, but not the regular ones. Like old school status. You know how we used to draw on Paint? You never did it on the computer? I know how to draw like that with the Paint program.
Microsoft Paint? Yeah. No,
I'm gonna learn how do you take the faces from a picture and put them on other people's bodies when they're moving, and make them talk. I'm trying to find the app. I can't remember.
Yeah, I could do that one.
You got to teach me that one. I need to learn that because I'm going to do tales from the YouTube Yarda, and it's going to be you, Spencer, Vegas, Weavy, you name it. I could tell you the whole list right now. I want to do a cartoon like a comic on the YouTube.
I'm telling you, they got an app that does that now, though, right? That you're talking about.
Yeah, but I don't know what to call. That's why I haven't done it because I forgot what it was called.
Yeah,
I got a fucked up Dory memory status sometimes when it
looks like you're the Statue of Liberty right now.
I know. I noticed that shit too. I was like looking at it. It's crazy. Hey, but which hand? This one? No, this one. I forgot the camera's the opposite. I should just get my lamp and go. But yeah. Well, anyways, you gotta come on my live one of these days. I'm gonna interview you. You're very interesting. I have a lot of questions.
You got a lot of questions,
but I got no answers. Don't be like Brandon. I ask you a question, you answer me with the goddamn question. I get confused sometimes. I don't know if you gave me the answer or you're asking me something. Yeah.
Hey, and it's always some random shit about the Bible or something. It's like, what are you talking about?
No, I'm a very person that I don't understand a lot of things. I tell Brandon, please be patient with me, please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I honestly, I got stories for days, dude. I lived this life for like.
Hey, have you ever had a paranoid pursuit? You still remember?
A what?
A paranoid in pursuit memory of how you
the same woman I'm talking about that I threw her out.
Nothing wrong.
The one that I threw her out and left all her stuff by the trash can. She okay, so I was in the back and I was high, right? I was real high. And I'm sitting in the back room by myself and there's snow outside. And I'm like watching TV and I turn the TV off and I hear something in the backyard. And I said, what the fuck is going on? And I hear something. So now I'm listening to the window, right? And I can hear her talking to somebody in the backyard. And I said, what the fuck is going on here? You know what I mean? So I'm in like some pajama pants and a wife beater and my flip-flops, right? So I grab the gun, head out the back. I head out, but to get to the back, you have to go through the front of the house, right? So I walk all the way out the front of the house, through the front room, through the kitchen, and then I come around the back. And so now I'm listening, and I can still hear her back there. So now I'm coming up on the corner, and I pop around the corner, and there's nobody there. But I can still hear them, right? So now I'm creeping up on this, and I'm not finding anybody. And then I see some footprints. And I said, oh, shit. So now I'm following the footprints, right? And I'm on them. Hey, man, I'm following my own damn footprints, right? So now my feet are all cold. They're all soaking wet in the snow, right? And I come back in the house. I got the gun. I'm pissed off. And I come walk in the front room. And she's sitting there on the couch. And I'm like, where the fuck you been? And she's like, I was here the entire time. I just watched you walk out the door with the gun. I thought something was going on. Right? So that was all just, I don't know. I guess I was just hearing stuff. Too much drugs.
One time, dude, I swear to God, I thought I quit, right? So I'm like, I'm gonna be fine, I'll be asleep all day or whatever. Fuck, homie, I thought somebody was yelling my name. I couldn't go to sleep. I was like, who the fuck is calling me? Who the fuck? Yeah, 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 yeah. They were looking at me because I was looking like all crazy, like what the fuck? And they're like, "What's wrong with you? You look like you're lost." No, I feel like somebody's calling me. Nobody called you. You're stupid. I'm like, okay, never mind. My voice is in me. They're playing mind games.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
No,
You see what it say? You see. Yeah, we gotta love Brandon. Brandon. He brings the best out of me sometimes. Even though I sometimes piss him off because I feel like I piss him off because the way he has to explain to me. Okay, he goes like he takes a deep breath before he explains to me. I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't cope. Yeah, yeah. She goes, I know. I'm gonna explain to you. I'm like, okay. I love you though. I tell him when I hear oh, like, oh, he gonna,
Yeah.
ooh, I made him think too much. I'm sorry, I'm slow motion retard mode, but you know what I mean. Sorry about that one. So, what are you doing now? Since you haven't told us if you're gonna leave Denver or not. I don't like Denver. Denver sucks. I hate it. I
Really?
live there. I know. I hate it. One time I was walking like oh like whatever going to the park with my daughter and it's the sun's out bright and it starts raining on my ass and yeah imagine how my makeup got when I got home. Yeah, I look like the Joker from Batman and shit after crying. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. And then the bus is kind of confusing sometimes. I used to go right there on. I think it was. I don't remember. I just I just know it was a store. What you call it? Something Brothers. And then I used to be in this thing. 45. I think it's 45 Street or 52 Street. I don't remember. But I don't remember the damn thing outlet. They were by Rush. Yeah, they were Russians. They smell bad, dude. Like, oh my god, dude, I want to run. They don't wear deodorant and shit, but they make bomb food. But I'm like, oh, mm-mm. I will talk to them and I'll be like this with my sweater. You know what I
Well,
mean? It's
no.
like they don't. They say they don't believe in the. Hey, but the son was actually listening to 50 Cent and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, this one's hip hop. Do you wear deodorant? Because I don't want to get near you if you don't. Fuck that. They have a strong order. They say they don't believe in deodorant. That's what they said. Exact words.
And it's Russians.
Yeah.
As you said on 52nd
Yeah.
on Ralston Road in Arvada.
I don't remember exactly, but I know it's something with 52. So her name is Ala. And the son's always playing hip hop music. And I'm like, yeah. And there's a Russian too. And I'm like, next time you know, I feel like you're gonna come out like this and go like this to me. You know what I mean? Because you don't know it's hip hop, and they didn't know how to speak Spanish. So I was their translator. I don't understand when you guys talking shit because all I understand is Martha. That's the only thing I understood out of the whole conversation. But I know you're talking shit. Because you're looking at me funny, like fuck. Am I gonna get fired? They're very picky with money too.
So what you think about this woman?
You got some psychotic, fun, and loving people. Yeah.
No, what
You got
about
some good stuff.
what about this
Hey,
woman?
if she got something out of it, good for her. You know what I mean? But nowadays, everybody knows she's a hoe. She's a hoe.
And think about that too, is that now there's going to be a layer of women because we all know how much porn is out there on the internet, right?
Hey, now they're gonna say if Lewinsky was able to do it to you know who, and you already know.
Yeah, but that doesn't like they
That's
say.
what started it. Be realistic. That's what started it. Don't lie to me.
They say all that good shit on TV, but in real practice, whenever a dude finds your OnlyFans account, he leaves, right? Like in the real world, the motherfucker leaves if he's, and so there's a layer of women in the world now that have all starred in all these corn videos.
To the point that it's normal. Like your OnlyFans now, it's normal. You know, it's like to everybody's
But
normal.
they
Everybody
say
makes
it
sense.
is though, but they say it is, but this is not. But okay, but go
The real
find
reason is not out there. In other words, the real reason why they're doing it.
how many men are you going to find that are happy about the situation? Like that's the thing. They're not consulting men with any of this shit. They never consulted. Whenever they asked women if they wanted to go into the workplace and they wanted to be empowered and all this good shit, right? The whole feminist movement, nobody asked men how they felt
Okay,
about the situation.
I'm gonna give you one because you didn't read my comment earlier. What do you think of a person that you're dating or whatever, and you're having the nasty or whatever, right? And they tell you, "Oh, don't think of me, think of somebody else, scream somebody else's name or something." What do you think of that?
That's weird. I don't know what that is. That's probably a
Yeah,
freak.
I've been trying to understand that part.
Yeah,
When you know what it is, let me know. Let me know. I
I
need to
would
know.
probably choke her because she's probably a freak anyway, dog. So go there and see where that goes. That's the next move. She knows I'm right. See?
You could only tell a man and teach a man as much as you want, but this is the thing the man will understand only. If I were to show you what I mean, I wouldn't be here right now. I'd be like the most looked at for YouTube. Hey, I should do a section of that shit. That's pretty dope.
if she said
If you only knew. Harley Quinn got nothing on us.
if she said that shit, I would. That's probably. I would probably think, okay, she's weird.
That's a turn off or something, right? Like, what the fuck?
No, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I'd probably keep fucking, but that's what I would
I think
immediately.
that's weird. I think that's a
I would
turn off.
immediately think. I would think she's a freak.
It might as well. That's why I always say, if you're gonna do that, you might as well go do that person. And deuces, homie, deuces. But I can't do that. It's been that for years, so I can't do that. So it's kind of weird.
Yeah,
I'm still trying to figure out the answer to that.
that's yeah.
That's crazy, huh?
I would think she was weird. I would think she was weird,
I
and
said that out loud.
she
I'm like,
had
that's
some
some
sort
weird.
of fetish.
Hey, I'm like, what are you smoking on that? I want to know shit. So I won't let you smoke it no more. Fuck that. It's crazy.
Let's see. OnlyFans is not normal. My wife would leave me if I was to look at OnlyFans straight out. You know.
But it's soda. Not all the OnlyFans are sexual stuff. It's mainly some are not. Some are not. I'm not gonna tell you. Yeah, they are. They're some are not. I know because I have a lot of friends that have them. Don't ask me. I just don't.
Yeah, but ain't nobody trying to hear that shit. If I'm with a woman, well, it's a this type of OnlyFans, bitch. I'm not hearing that shit. I'm not. You know what I mean? I understand there is people who will, you know, and the thing is, whenever I was damaged and fucked up and getting high, yeah, that was a reality, homie. There was a bunch of women that were selling themselves that I was sleeping with. That is what it is. That was part of the landscape. You know what I mean? Whenever you're living in that lifestyle, but now, no, not.
Like now is what your excuse that is, right? Yeah.
I've got self-respect now. Like I respect myself. These weren't good things.
Look, I tell people that are doing that. I'm like, okay, what if one of these days, God hope not, one of your kids or one of it go on there and they're like, oh look, I saw this, and they don't know it's you, and because of your different name or whatever, and boom,
that's
yeah,
not going away.
I'll be like delete. You know what I mean? But yeah,
once
it's crazy.
It's up there, dude. It's up there forever. It's not going away.
That's what I'm saying. What if somebody pops out of nowhere and goes, "Oh, I like this girl," and they show, and boom, it comes somebody's mom, and you're like, awkward.
Check this out, right?
It's like when kids used to come up and didn't know the parents were doing something, and they walk in the room, it's like, what the fuck?
So I used to be with this woman who got a boob job, right? And she had some very distinct boobies because she had little bitty tiny nipples, and her nipples were so small that they couldn't hide the scar because they normally hide the scar inside of the nipple, right? But her nipples were so small they couldn't hide the scar. So she had very distinct tits, right? I dated her for years. Whenever I was in jail, I took my safe, and my safe went to my homeboy Jesse's house. Well, Jesse's house ended up getting robbed in a home invasion while I was in prison, right? And they took the entire safe. They took my safe. They took his safe. They took his wife at gunpoint, right? They took both of our safes. Well, all mine had in it was some dumb shit and a bunch of pictures of my lady, right? A bunch of pictures of her tits, naked pictures and stuff like that, right? So then,
yeah,
so like 3 years later, I'm chilling at my homeboy's house, my best homeboy's house, and I'm looking through his iPad, and I swipe, and I see some titties, and it's her titties.
It does look familiar to me.
Yeah, I was like, I know these titties, dog. I was like, where'd you get this? He's like, I downloaded that off the internet. All them pictures were on the internet, dude.
They were making money on your fucking titty picture.
Yeah, they fucking sold my shit, dog. Yeah. I don't know. You know what I mean? There is a bunch of people out there who are okay with the OnlyFans trip.
Do you have a foot fetish? Have you ever? Because I know there's the foot app or something that people like watching. I seen all kinds of fetish. People like watching and seeing and hearing people eat. I'm like, that's nasty shit. Do you have any fetishes?
Not fetishes, no. I mean, I like women. I like legs. Legs are nice, but it's not a fetish. I don't watch videos of just legs.
If somebody tells me one day, you know how some guys go, "Oh, can I lick your toes?" I'll fucking kick psych Kim somehow far away up his ass. Like hell no, you're nasty.
Yeah.
That's funny. Licking the toes.
And their mouth smells so nasty, and they start licking your feet. Your mouth is in my feet smell. What the fuck?
What about them 49ers, though?
Oh, I was watching the game, and it was close, and then they were who won? They won, huh? They won.
Yeah, the Niners
I
pulled
told my
away.
friend I should have bet it.
They pulled away on them. Let's see. Bam. I'm actually going to, let's see. Bam. Okay, I'm going to copy the link for VPS's live, and I'm going to drop it in the chat here because he's going live in like 10 minutes.
Okay, then I'm gonna get off and I'm gonna go watch it and tune next. Weird questions to Gangish again. Martha and her quick questions. Yeah, we're weird.
The link to VPS's live. He's going live in like 12 minutes.
Yeah, I was like that yesterday. It was 6. I'm like, he's gonna be on at 6:30. Oh god damn it, I can't turn on my live. What the fuck? Yeah. And I thought I was gonna go back and I'm like, Weeby's on. Never mind. I never went back. I went back this morning though.
Corn video.
I did the very dope.
No, because think about that. This is going to be my final thought, like Jerry Springer's final thought. Remember? This is Gangish's final thought. There is now a chunk of women who exist in the United States who are on these damn corn videos, dog. And it's a whole bunch of them. And they have just made their social capital in the world collapse, right? And the ramifications of the videos that they put on the internet have not come home to roost yet, right? So what happened?
So the part where they can't explain and they cannot complain either because then, oh, how'd you find the video? But they put themselves out there. Eventually, they're gonna get there. That's why I think.
The only men that are gonna put up with this are the same type of dudes who are putting up with this female police officer, these beta male dudes, right? So that's gonna create a bunch of more of the same shit, of this cuck shit, where people are married, but everybody's just banging each other's wife. You know what I mean? And just, I don't know what these dudes.
That's how over the years, respect has been lost and gone and abused. You could say because they don't come back no more. Once you're a hoe, you ain't returning to home. All right. Once a hoe, you always up.
Because in reality, there's a shortage of young men that are willing to step up to the plate and actually they're how many young men, for every woman on a corn video, there's some kid in his basement playing video games, being just as fucking useless, right? So the balance is there. These are the people who are supposed to be connecting and having children, and this is why we aren't having children in the West.
This is why I always say, what's more valuable, your respect in yourself or getting paid doing that shit? Because it be long gone and you be the worst humiliated person ever in your life.
Man, these women who used to do that shit, they all regret it now. I'll tell you this, okay? I've never seen one of these cuck dudes. They always say, oh, yeah, it's cool. We're in an open relationship and da-da-da-da-da-da. And you look in their eyes and you see pain. And that's the exact same thing I saw in the girls that I grew up around that were selling their bodies. That's what I saw in their eyes. You kick it. I'll kick it.
Those people were raped or something, whatever. I'm telling you because of some experience. But some girls that are sexaholics or are like that is because they can't find themselves. They don't feel right. You understand what I'm saying? I know for experience, I don't care who knows. But yeah, I lost out of that. But you know what I mean? It's like you try to do your best to feel good about it, and you're like me. I don't like myself. I don't like my body and stuff like that, like because of that situation. But I won't tell nobody. You know what I mean? I won't be like, oh, when they look at me and they tell me, oh, why are you acting funny? It's because I feel something wrong, and then I'll just like shut down. Boom. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then when you get degraded more, it's like, okay, yeah, shut down mode.
Yeah.
So
it is.
that's
a part of it. Yeah, is the degradation that goes along with it, the ramifications. You know what I mean? Which then spirals down. It turns into a spiral. You know what I mean? Of well, you feel bad because of the degradation, and then to make yourself feel better, you continue the cycle, right? Yeah. I don't know though. This girl was going wild. That's pretty wild.
Some are just hoes. I'm telling you because I've seen some girls that
it was a control thing. I think she
That's
was
why. That's why I
controlling.
told you about the part where to me a hoe is a because I know. I'll put it to you this way: my cousin, my sister, and my other cousin. There were three girls. They're always together. And one time I was walking to pick them up because we were gonna walk from there to the house or whatever. And they're like, "Oh, we just need you." Who? I went like this. Who the fuck you talking about? And I'm like, "What's going on?" And like, yeah. And then the guy said, "Oh, sister, cousin, cousin, sister." I'm like, "Sister, sister, fuck you, status. Which one do you want?" You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because I'm like, I ain't that hoe. It's not. It's not fucking Christmas. Does it say ho ho ho, motherfucker? I told her. So yeah, that ain't. That's the worst thing you can think of. That's a hoe. Hoe in the hotel in the whole house status.
Once you once you go corn, you do porn. you know, that's how it ends up working. Is that there's going to be a whole bunch of women that
Yeah, a
are
whole lot of women
ruined.
being a hoe
You
all
know
the
what I
time.
mean? A whole bunch of women that are going to be ruined, socially ruined, and the society is going to
Hey,
continue to
there's some
tell
smart
them
ones though. There's some smart ones. Some don't get caught.
what.
I've seen it in action. I've seen some shit that I'm like, how'd you do it? Oh, how long much did you pay me? Mainly said, psycho bitch. So yeah, maybe the psychos are the lucky ones that don't get caught.
Oh, they get caught. I think, like I said, I think she was doing it for
They
power.
come back to the motherfucker real quick.
Yeah, they get caught. Everybody knows. I think that's what it is, though. I think she was doing it for power. She was trying to control the police department.
The adrenaline, huh? The adrenaline caught to them, huh?
Yeah, there's a power knowing that I got a piece of everybody in the room. She's standing in a room with four motherfuckers, and she's like, "I nailed all of you.
And she
I got
got each
you."
and one of them by the balls. Like, oh, I can do this whenever I want to. Oh, you're gonna be me, motherfucker? Look what I'm gonna do to you. Yeah, I'm gonna go to the store. I'm gonna let you go. Hey,
All right, everybody,
yeah, it took more than 5 minutes. Bye.
check out VPS. We'll be over there soon. Later. Boom.